Hello and welcome, friends, to Nourishing Reality with Salima. This week, just a short post, but a potent one. That if you are feeling a little bit lost or overwhelmed, I'm talking about this week the three prompts or the three key points for me that have really helped in me being able to relish without feeling guilty in my form of what I call a self sanctuary. And that is prayer, gratitude, and silence. The keys to relishing a self sanctuary. And in this post, I'll talk about the three rituals that I do. And if you're reading this and not listening, you'll also see some pictures here as well. So let's get started. But first of all, I'm writing this on a very rainy day from my floating lodge on the Great River Ouse here in the UK. And although autumn and inevitably winter bring their own challenges, which obviously requires a certain amount of adaptability on our part, it's also a great time for reflection, slowing down, and relishing really in the quietness that autumn ushers in. During the last couple of weeks, I found myself drawn into leaning into cultivating, one might say, a very loose ritual of prayer every night before bed. I normally always say a silent prayer before I eat my food, which I'm going to tell you in a moment. But this is something that goes back to my days when I was training with Jiva Mukti in New York, when I first was introduced to that method of yoga and spirituality, which is now 2006. And it's very simple. I say it in silence. It doesn't matter whether I'm out with people or on my own. When I'm on my own, I say it out loud. But some people, it makes them feel uncomfortable. So I tend to say it silently. And that is, thank you for the money to buy this fresh food and drink. I hope the least amount of harm is caused to the planet and the animals in the making of this food. And it's just a really very short but potent, simple prayer, which is also giving thanks for what you have. And so I'm not really what some might say a religious a person by nature, but fundamentally, I am a spiritual being with elements of hope, compassion, peace, and gratitude for life, my life. And even through the traumas and challenges in the past and even now, I've always lent into my yoga and spiritual practices to find comfort and some element of hope to cling onto. The cliche you hear and see everywhere, be thankful for what you have, is a constant reminder of the importance of being present in every moment. More importantly, the need to stop and pause at intervals along life's journey, especially in this busy and overstimulated world that we all live in. So, I'm going to share with you three practices that I started at the beginning of October, which I found has cultivated a greater sense of groundedness, peace, and manifestation in all forms, really. And this is my 3 point styling to relish a self sanctuary. So it starts early in the morning, and I have this great app on my phone called Gratitude Jar. And every morning while I'm sitting in bed having my tea or coffee or contemplating the day ahead, I jot down what I feel at that moment. And very easy to do. If you're reading this, you'll see the pictures. But it's for iPhone, if you're wondering, but it's called Gratitude Jar. And it's really one of the most simplest, enjoyable ones to use. And basically, every point that you're grateful for, a coin goes into the jar. So you can see how your cup or jar is half empty, half full, or however you like to phrase that. Number two is during the day's manifestation. So again, I've included some some photos in this post, so you can also put the words with the visuals to help you see if you don't know what I'm talking about. And so during the day, I use my stick it wall. I've posted something in the past about this, but thank you, Elena Brower. And this is not just for soft goals, but I also use it for manifestation. And simply because we're visual creatures by nature, and what we see first starts a reaction and response that we can then follow on with. And basically, this is how I manifested my Costa Rica retreat with dearest Elena next month, in brackets, which I wanted to come true, but still couldn't really see how we were going to get there. But looking at this note created an imprint of belief in my mind of what I hoped would be achievable, and it's come true. The third thing and the last thing is in the evening, which is prayer. And I really found myself reverting back to this. And again, it was something that I did many years ago. And that was through my spiritual training, but also with some of the posts that Andio and Elena have been posting. I thought it was appropriate to mention it as well, because there's a certain amount of comfort. That's what I feel. And so before bed, I place my hands in prayer, namaste position, thumbs to my forehead, third eye chakra, to give thanks and ask for guidance, for that insight, support, and inspiration in the areas of my life that I feel I need extra help with or clarification with to keep me on my highest path. And so that works for me. Maybe it will work for you. Maybe you have a similar ritual or a number of rituals that you use. But also, what I find with doing these three keys, or these 3 points, is the sense of peace that you're doing these things in silence, and that helps you feel more at ease with yourself. And so I welcome you to try it if you haven't. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put into the comment box. Otherwise, thank you for listening and reading and sharing, and I'll see you next time.